It was a wild night at Eldora with some big crashes and some wild racing, but a lot of the talk is centered on the high-limit disqualification of World of Outlaws championship leader David Gravel. We'll get into all of that today and a lot more. Let's go. It's Thursday, July 17th. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is DIRTRACKR Daily presented by Kubota Genuine Parts. Today's daily show is being supported by our friends at ArrowVision. They've got a packed weekend coming up with 3 racing events to tune into. And it all starts on Friday live from Arrowhead Speedway with the Comp Cam Super Dirt Series late models joined by Joe Duvall's Funkadelic Dirt Track and Honky Tonk Extravaganza. Both the modified feature and the late model feature pay $5,000 to win. There's also B-mods, stock cars, and tuners on the night. Action continues Saturday with the Comp Cam Super Dirt Series shifting over to Batesville Motor Speedway. Billy Moyer continues to lead the championship over Timothy Culp. Also on Saturday, ArrowVision has the Greg Hodnett Memorial live from Riverside International Speedway. $2,700 to win for ASCS regional sprint cars, plus 305s, late models, modifieds, and stock cars. All season long, ArrowVision is the streaming home for the Comp Cam Super Dirt Series, the All-American Outlaw Modified Series, and Arrowhead Speedway. You can grab an account and tune in over at ArrowVision.Live. Well, that was a wild Wednesday night at Eldora Speedway. Action kicked off for the $100,000 to win Joker's Jackpot with a split field program. 2 sets of everything, 2 sets of qualifying, heat races, Bs, features, all of that. And then points on the line to set up Thursday's action. 62 cars on hand, plenty of concern over the weather coming into the day. Like we kind of been mentioning it a little bit leading into this. And unfortunately, that rain did show up. They had a brief but very heavy shower that delayed the night's program, and it also affected track conditions. As we've seen happen at Eldora before, when weather gets involved, things got a bit sketchy, and that included a big bump that developed in Turn 1. And part of the track was incredibly treacherous, and multiple drivers ended up going for big rides over there that included Gio Scelzi and Justin Peck, Chase Dietz and Darren Nida also with big crashes in those features. Running the top on either end was really sketchy, and for several of these guys, hitting that Turn 1 bump wrong just caused those huge incidents. Everyone able to walk away, which is good, and super glad that Tyler Courtney was able to get turned down in time with that Peck crash and not make heavier contact than he did. It was really a tough night for quite a few drivers, and several crews will be putting in some long hours to get cars put back together for the rest of the weekend's racing. Your 2 feature winners on the night were Aaron Reitzel and Corey Day. Day led all 25 laps in the second feature, while Reitzel drove up from 5th in the first one, and he battled James McFadden and Anthony Macri along the way. With all of the points tallied up after night 1, the 12 drivers locked into tonight's $100,000 to win feature are Rico Abreu, Kyle Larson, Logan Schuchart, Aaron Reitzel, Corey Day, James McFadden, Tanner Holmes, Carson Macedo, Buddy Kofoid, Tyler Courtney, Anthony Macri, and Bill Baylog. Kofoid and Macedo with massive feature runs from the B main to lock themselves into that main event from those B mains. Tonight's program is the big live Fox Sports 1 night, with the meat of the program set to be shown live on FS1 as a co-broadcast to Flow Racing. The broadcast starts at 7 p.m. Eastern, and they will absolutely need to run an efficient program tonight to get everything done before that 2-hour window closes. It's going to be an anxious night for series officials and the Flow Racing staffers. Now, on to what I'm sure a lot of folks will be talking about in the coming days, and that's high-limit officials disqualifying David Gravel and the Big Game 2 team last night after they finished second in feature number 2. Officials deemed that the front nose wing on Gravel's car was too far forward in post-race checks, and he was subsequently docked from that second place finish, DQ'd all the way back to 24th. The high limit rulebook says, quote, the maximum distance from the center foil front edge to the front edge of the front axle may not exceed 20 inches. This is a word for word. This is exactly the same verbiage that's used in the World of Outlaws rulebook when it comes to nose wings. Afterwards, in comments to Flow Racing, High Limit's competition director Mike Hess said they use a tool to check those front wings, and it's a regular part of the tech process post-race. He said all of the top 3 cars get checked. That tool showed the wing position to be illegal, and Hess said they went further to confirm the measurement using a plumb bob. Both showed the same thing, that the wing was 3/4 of an inch too far forward. Hess said he made sure the wing was secure to the race car, that it wasn't moving around, and that it didn't have any damage. At that point, he said, quote, that's where my hands are tied. He admitted that he can probably give a little bit of leeway on that measurement, but this one was just too far outside of the tolerance. As you can imagine, high limit disqualifying the World of Outlaws points leader is going to cause a stir. Commentary seems to be pretty split, with equal criticism towards high limit for making the call at all, and also towards, also the gravel haters saying that this obviously confirms that he's cheating all the time. Certainly not a good look for gravel and crew chief Cody Jacobs, especially during a time where they've been under the microscope because of their success. And Hess definitely didn't look like he was taking any pleasure in having to make that decision and doing the interview on Flow. This move, though, will continue to feel that kind of split amongst a lot of the fans and kind of fuel some of that bad blood. As for what happens next, the DQ puts gravel 36th in event points, which would put him at the tail of a B main. I believe there are two 12-car Bs with the top 6 in each transferring, so it's not going to be impossible for gravel to drive through and get into a feature today. This isn't a 24-car B taking the top 4 type of situation. I think it will be a nearly impossible task, though, to win the main event from the back of a B. After seeing the DQ and where he was in points, my first thought was whether or not that they would even roll that car out of the trailer for tonight or not. I haven't seen any public comment at a gravel or the team in the hours since the decision came down, so we'll have to wait and see. Knowing the comments we've gotten out of crew chief Cody Jacobs in the past towards high limit, I wouldn't be shocked if they didn't race. They also may want to try and stick it to everyone and make something happen anyway. Either way, there's going to continue to be plenty to talk about here. In other racing action last night, Matt Shepard topped Alex Yankowski and Stuart Friesen at Afton Motorsports Park with the Short Track Super Series. The modifieds are back July 21st at Airborne Park. And at Huset's, as a prelude to the Silver Dollar Nationals, Tad Poshpishel won the $6,000 late model feature, topping Blair Nodorf. Looking ahead to the dirt racing weekend to come, besides 3 more sprint car nights at Eldora, Lucas kicks things off today for the Silver Dollar Nationals. $10,000 to win each of the next 2 nights, with Saturday paying $75,000 to win. This one should draw all the big names from the 2 late model national tours. You've also got the Southern Nationals continuing, Ironman, I mentioned Comp Cams earlier, there's Mars and more. The sprint car focus will very much be on Eldora for the next several days, but there is also NARC at Ocean, MSTS and NOSA, there's weekly racing in Central PA and more. Shouldn't have any problem finding some racing to tune into this weekend. Before we close out, a quick update on Kalib Henry, who was injured the other night in that sprint car crash at Attica Raceway Park. His dad, Mike, shared to social media yesterday that Kalib doesn't have any broken bones, but is in a lot of pain. And that seems to be centered on his lower back. Doctors are planning additional scans on Kalib to find the source of the back pain and ensure there are no head injuries. He said they have been able to talk with Kalib and that he's also very sore and bruised. We're definitely hoping for a speedy recovery for Henry. That was an absolutely nasty crash. I'm going to call it good there for the week. Thanks, as always, for the support. And we did cross over 44,000 subscribers yesterday on YouTube. That is very cool, so thank you for that. Hope you guys have a great Thursday out there. Enjoy the dirt racing weekend, and we'll see you right back here on Sunday.